First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. Audiobook. Book summary in English. First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston is a gripping, high-stakes thriller that dives deep into the art of deception, trust, and betrayal. It's a story where identities are malleable, and the first rule of survival is simple: whoever tells the first lie wins. The novel's protagonist, Evie Porter, lives in a world where lies are her currency, and survival means always staying one step ahead of the truth. Through Evie's eyes, readers are taken on a roller coaster ride filled with twists, double crosses, and secrets that refuse to stay buried. Evie Porter is not who she seems. On the surface, she appears to be a charming, friendly woman living in a cozy southern town. She blends seamlessly into the fabric of her community, surrounded by an enviable group of friends and a picturesque life. But beneath this polished exterior lies a master con artist, a woman who thrives on adopting identities and living through lies. Her real job is as an operative for a shadowy figure known only as Mr. Smith, who employs her for covert missions requiring deception, manipulation, and sometimes outright theft. Her latest assignment is Ryan Sumner, a successful businessman with a pristine public reputation but a shadowy private life. Ryan is the owner of Glenview Trucking, a business that seems to thrive under the radar. But Glenview Trucking is more than it appears. Beneath its legitimate operations lies a criminal enterprise. Mr. Smith tasks Evie with infiltrating Ryan's life to uncover evidence that could compromise him. To Evie, it's just another job, until it isn't. As Evie inserts herself into Ryan's world, her carefully honed detachment begins to falter. Ryan is more complicated than she expected. He's smart, charismatic, and guarded in a way that challenges Evie to dig deeper than usual. Evie begins to blur the line between her role as a con artist and her real emotions, a dangerous territory for someone whose livelihood depends on maintaining strict emotional distance. Their growing connection complicates Evie's mission, leaving her questioning her own motives. Is she falling for her mark, or is this just another layer of the game? Evie's assignment becomes even more precarious when a figure from her past unexpectedly resurfaces. Another woman begins using Evie's real name, Luca Marino, while embedding herself in Ryan's circle. This imposter is not working alone, she's partnered with one of Ryan's old acquaintances, raising questions about her intentions and her connection to both Evie and Ryan. This new development puts Evie in an impossible position. If her true identity is exposed, her mission, and her life, could be in jeopardy. Ashley Elston masterfully weaves a narrative that shifts between Evie's present mission and flashbacks to her past. These interludes give readers glimpses into Evie's history, shedding light on her complex relationship with Mr. Smith and the morally gray world she inhabits. One of the most compelling aspects of these flashbacks is the story of Amy Holder, a key figure in Evie's past. Amy was a young woman with damning information about a crime family that Mr. Smith desperately wanted to eliminate. Evie's assignment was to retrieve Amy's incriminating materials, but the mission went catastrophically wrong. Amy died under mysterious circumstances, and Evie has carried the weight of that failure ever since. This past failure haunts Evie, not only because it tarnished her perfect record but also because it raised suspicions about her loyalty in Mr. Smith's eyes. These doubts add an undercurrent of tension to her current mission, as Evie must navigate not only Ryan's world but also the ever-watchful gaze of her employer, who is ready to eliminate anyone he deems a liability. As Evie digs deeper into Ryan's secrets, she begins to unravel a larger conspiracy that ties her, Ryan, and even Mr. Smith together. The closer she gets to the truth, the more dangerous her position becomes. The woman posing as Luca Marino is not just a random imposter, she is a pawn in a much larger game. Ryan's trucking business, the fake Luca, and even Evie herself are all connected by threads of deceit spun by Mr. Smith, whose motives are far darker than Evie ever imagined. The stakes rise to a fever pitch when Evie discovers that Mr. Smith's real target isn't Ryan, it's her. Mr. Smith, fearing that Evie knows too much and can no longer be trusted, sets a plan in motion to eliminate her. Suddenly, the hunter becomes the hunted. Evie must rely on her wits, her resourcefulness, and her ability to stay one step ahead to survive. She forms an unlikely alliance with Amy Holder, who faked her death to escape Mr. Smith's grasp. Together, they decide to take down the man who has manipulated and controlled their lives for far too long. The climax of First Lie Wins is a masterclass in tension and suspense. Evie and Amy's plan to expose Mr. Smith's operation culminates in a dangerous showdown where trust is a scarce commodity, and betrayal lurks around every corner. As Evie faces off against her employer, the novel forces readers to question the very nature of truth and deception. Who can be trusted when everyone is lying? Elston's storytelling is as intricate as it is compelling. She crafts a narrative that is both thrilling and emotionally resonant, balancing heart-pounding action with deeply human moments of vulnerability. Evie Porter is a fascinating protagonist, flawed, resourceful, and deeply human. Her journey from a woman who thrives on lies to someone who must confront the truth about herself is both captivating and moving. First Lie Wins is more than just a thriller. It's a story about identity and survival, about the lies we tell others and the ones we tell ourselves. It's about the cost of deception and the possibility of redemption, even in a world where trust is a dangerous luxury. Ashley Elston delivers a taut, unrelenting tale that will keep readers on the edge of their seats from the first page to the last. For those who crave a story with layered characters, high-stakes intrigue, and a plot that keeps you guessing, First Lie Wins is an unmissable read. Whether you're a fan of psychological thrillers or simply love a story that keeps you on your toes, this novel delivers in every way. Evie Porter's world is one you won't want to leave, and one you won't soon forget.